Lloyd Banks wants to take our children's inheritance money with his next Cold Corner mixtape by charging us $100. This is Fresh Hip Hop Opinion with your guy Oleezeh. Don't forget to subscribe. So, Lloyd Banks, former G-Unit soldier, put out 2 projects in 2023. The Curse of the Inevitable 3 and the Halloween Havoc 4 albums. And somebody on Twitter was bigging Lloyd Banks up. Maybe bigged him up a bit too much. The person on Twitter said this: "Damn, 2 projects this year, one has only been out a day. That's not enough, homie. Wildin', LOL." And then Banks replied to this tweet. He said this: "It's all good. Cold Corner 3 won't be on streaming sites. Only available through me for $100. Then we'll see if they back the talking up." Now it sounded like Banks was joking, to be fair. But where have we heard this marketing strategy from? A young Nipsey Hussle, when he put out his Crenshaw album and sold for $100 each, and then Jay-Z famously bought like 100 copies of it, and that really helped his promotion, and he ended up making like 100,000 from that album, which is pretty cool. I think he even went up to sell his next album for $1,000 each, which made him a hell of a lot of money as well. But Lloyd Banks wants to try that tactic that the legendary Nipsey did, although at the time he wasn't legendary, to be fair. A lot of people online have been kicking up a lot of fuss about Banks suggesting that he might do that for his mixtape. I don't think Banks is that stupid to do that. I mean, no offense to Lloyd Banks, but he's not like a Jay-Z or whoever that everyone wants to hear that album. He has a cult following, a real strong fan base that's really fan base for him, but they're not like gonna go and spend $100 when they're already paying for their streaming platform that they play music on, like Spotify or Apple Music. You heard me? But you know what? Let's just dissect. Let's dissect, because you know what? Lloyd Banks is a great artist. He has put out some great music over the years. Like, who ain't gonna say The Hunger for More wasn't a classic? Sold units, sold millions. Then you got Rotten Apple, which I thought was a good album, but it tanked commercially. And then Hunger for More 2, which was a strong album as well, but again tanked. But then he just gone into these pet projects after that. He was like, took it like a good 10 years off. And he got into these pet projects like The Curse of the Inevitable 1, 2, and 3. But he's back in his pocket. He's doing his thing. He's on form. And Banks could eat up any MC out there. Am I lying? I ain't lying. You already know it's true. Lyrically, he's wicked. Me personally, though, I'm not gonna lie, it is a struggle to understand a lot that Lloyd Banks says, because he is quite gravelly with his voice. I remember Sheik said it when G-Unit and the Locks were beefing. He was like, "Banks, you're alright, if I can understand what you're saying." But we shall see. Like I said, I think Banks is probably is joking around with this. I think it does put it out as usual, normal mixtape for streaming revenue. But at least Banks got a big reaction. I don't think Banks has had this type of reaction since he was in G-Unit like 10, 12 years ago. The internet didn't react well to this notion. Everyone was kind of cussing like, hey, you ain't gonna sell nothing if you start charging people. To be fair, I'm actually surprised 50 Cent didn't come and chime in with some sort of comment, because he's always taking little digs at Lloyd Banks over the years, saying that either don't do no touring or don't work hard enough, calling him lazy. But you know what I would say? If Banks put out an album tomorrow or next week or next year, let me put this question out. If Banks put out an album January next year and 50 Cent puts out an album out next year, same day, who will sell or stream the most? I have a feeling that our man Lloyd Banks would outdo 50. Banks is coming with some momentum right now. Those last couple albums he did this year was strong. 50's last musical effort on Nas's album, ain't nobody was feeling that. But I want to know, let me know in the comments what you think. And what do you think about Lloyd Banks potentially putting out an album for $100? Leave a comment below, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. It's Fresh Hip Hop Opinion. Peace and love.